for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers after that Monday night miracle comeback against those Saints. Up next for Tom Terrific, trip home to California, face the 49ers. Their head coach Kyle Shanahan had plenty to say about TB12.
I feel like his arm's stronger now than it was 10 years ago, and his legs move just as good as they did 10 years ago. They weren't great then, but he's extremely efficient and quick in the pocket and knows where to look and knows where to get the ball to, and he's still the best to play. I think he's playing as good now and throwing the ball as well now as I've seen anybody ever do it.
Okay, so listening to that, I thought about that old saying, you can catch more bees with honey than you can with vinegar. Graz, is Kyle Shanahan, telling the truth about Tom Brady, or is this kind of maybe a recruiting type of technique, trying to get him to come to San Francisco next season?
Yeah, look, I think speculation about Brady and where he'll play next year, and if you want to include San Francisco, I think there's ways to get there logically. I don't think that's where Kyle Shanahan's head is. I think this is probably more like, Bill Belichick or like the college coach that is buttering up the opponent in the week ahead of time, right? So, no, I think there's a time and a place for that, but I don't think that Kyle Shanahan's thinking right now, wouldn't it be great to have Tom here next year? I think there's a lot that has to happen between now and then for that to become realistic.
What's that, killing with kindness?
Yeah.
So you're pushing the kindness. Oh, he looks great. He's faster than he's ever been. He's 45 years old. What are we talking about here? But again, I understand where a coach is coming from. You're going to be over the top when it comes to the other team, the opponent. You're not going to have bulletin board material. So, what's Tom Brady doing well this year? Protecting the football. We know he's protecting the football.
Yeah.
The team itself isn't protecting Tom necessarily well, but he's like a statue. Like, Tom's not moving in the pocket. He's not getting out of the way. So, again, I think that's just the coach being over the top with praise to the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine he has a lot of admiration. Remember what Tom Brady did, the greatest comeback of Super Bowl history. He was there witness to see that, right? Coming back and winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, it hurts to even give you any type of credit, Nico.
It was my last game. Yeah, I know. I got beat on a flat route for a touchdown. Okay, the guy was really fast.
Tom saved your ass, so you owe Tom a lot.
Thank you, Tom.
But you talk about Tom Brady, and listen, at this point in his career, the team is failing. That offense was anemic at best, last week, and it took a collapse from the defense of the Saints for them to even be in this situation. With that being said, they're probably going to win their division, and they're going to host a football game, and probably Dallas is going to go there, and that's going to be an interesting thing. But Tom Brady is throwing the football as well as he's ever thrown it because he still plays the game above his shoulders. That was always his strength. Him being able to facilitate, understand what you're trying to do, and be able to find where the openings are. And when you talk about going forward, that would be the perfect person to mentor Trey Lance. I understand we don't want to put Trey Lance in the Jordan Love type of program, but that's a tremendous opportunity for Tom Brady that had, the San Francisco 49ers has a team that can support Tom Brady. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't. They can't protect him in the inside, and on the outside, I think they have a tackle that leads the league, or maybe in history. I've never seen a guy have so many holding penalties in my damn life.
That was unbelievable the other night.
Yeah.
Big, what do you think? Is he as good as ever, and do you think this is kind of a way trying to recruit him to come next year?
Well, I mean, I think there's, coaches throwing a lot of platitudes out there. And Tom, listen, I think Tom is – he's slinging the ball really well. And Tom has always been, like Bart said, a neck-up type guy. Being able to diagnose pre- and post-snap, there's no question about that. But when you look at Tampa Bay, man, like their offensive line, especially like with Tristan Wirfs out, that's a problem. It's a big problem. And what's the strength of the San Francisco 49ers? Defensive front. And so, listen, Kyle Shanahan's going to throw all that because it's rightfully deserved by Tom Brady. But, man, this is a bad matchup. If you talk about if any game was that's a bad matchup going against the San Francisco 49ers.
Nick Bosa might become the defensive MVP off of this game. He's thinking, man, this barbecue chicken, man.
That's why it's a bold prediction. See, this is the game. Bold prediction. Bucs will win. That's bold. 49ers will win is not so bold.
So my prediction wasn't bold?
No, you had the favorite winning the game.
I said Brock Purdy outperforming the GOAT.
That's a workaround.
Hey, tonight we've got the 32nd annual Home Depot. We'll make it right back to the Super Bowl.
I believe it. I believe they can make it back. I mean, you look at the Cincinnati Bengals and the momentum that they have right now. I feel like it's going in the right direction. Cincinnati, you don't want to see them in the playoffs. So, yes, they can get back to a Super Bowl.
Woody, believe it or not, Sean McVay can save Baker Mayfield's career.
Listen. Deep is not going to change his stripes, man. Like, come on. This is not a knock on Sean McVay, and Sean McVay is an excellent coach, but we've seen we've seen Baker Mayfield go multiple organizations and it's failed. So listen, I like the fact that he's giving it a shot, but there's no changing this.
Some grim-looking highlights.
Bart, believe it or not, the Ravens will fall to the Steelers with no Lamar this week.
What you talking about, Willis? Harpo, everything you done to me, I've done to you. Ain't no good gonna come about you asking me them type of questions, Brian Custer. No, absolutely not. Listen, Tyler Huntley, is a guy that had them in every game last year when the same scenario happened. Pittsburgh Steelers aren't the same team. I understand they have T.J. Watt, but with Stanley coming back today and Patrick Queen, I believe the Ravens can pull off a victory. It's going to be tight, though, because it's a divisional rival.
Bartholomew, I want you to take a look at this because the Ravens certainly are going to have to climb uphill without Lamar. Since 2018, when Jackson entered the league, the Ravens have won 74% of their games. Only Patrick Mahomes has a better record among active QBs. Yeah. But when Lamar does not start, the team just 6-10, and they're scoring down a full touchdown. All right, Graz, how worried are we about that knee?
I think it's. I mean, look, I defer to the people who have had the knee injuries right on this set, but my understanding is, it's likely to cost him a game or two in terms of playing. But the concern is, the question is, and again, you guys can tell me, when he comes back, a quarterback that uses his legs like this with a PCL injury, that's not going to be fully healed, right?
No. Well, Dr. Dinko, he's back. The PCL injury is weird because you actually injure it by hitting your knee on the ground. So when your knee drives into the ground, that's what hurts your PCL. And it's really a weird injury because there's no real fix for it. You just have to have time on your side and you have to let that thing heal, or it doesn't heal because it's inside. It's on the inside of your knee. So your ACL, PCL, they don't heal because they don't have a blood supply. I know that why? Because I've hurt both of them. So, like Julian Edelman, he didn't have PCLs, and he did that in college. So it takes time for your body to grow the muscles necessary, your hamstrings, your quad strength, all that stuff is really important to help your PCL if you don't have one, because you can play without a PCL.
Yeah.
But the problem is if in 2 or 3 weeks he goes back on the football field, he takes a hit, he lands on his knee again, that's when you have a problem. And he relies on his legs pretty much in everything that he does with the RPO, getting out of the pocket, throw from the run. So I think it's a big deal for the Ravens and Lamar.
Such a dark cloud, man.
So I'm just telling you what it is.
Do some blood spinning, man. He ain't gonna fall on his damn kneecap again.
He ain't gonna fall again?
Not on his kneecap, just fall on your face.
Okay, just fall to the side.
Just fall on your face.
Fall on the shoulder, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, they're more equipped this time to handle it. And if it's going to be a couple of games, they have a lot of confidence in Tyler Huntley. And the difference is, they're not playing the Rams and they're not playing the Green Bay Packers last year. They have the easiest remaining schedule. When you think about it, they got Pittsburgh, they got Cleveland, Atlanta, Pittsburgh again, and then the showdown is going to be against the Bengals, and it should be for the division. So I have tremendous confidence that they can find a way to win because they have one of the best kickers in the game that's going to give them easy points as long as you get the football over the 40. Don't be pointing at them.
No, I'm just saying they got the Steelers. Steelers are coming. Believe it or not, Steelers are coming. You got the Bengals.
What good's an easy schedule do?
No, hold on. So now we worried about the Steelers.
I'm just saying, the Steelers are playing better.
You lost to the Jaguars. You barely beat the Broncos, who I think punt on second down now.
I mean, you got
to be able to beat the teams on the schedule in order for the easy schedule to help you.
So what you saying?
I didn't say it was going to be easy.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I still picked them the favorite. Who you have winning?
Bengals, man.
Absolutely.
No, I'm talking about this week.
On a bandwagon. Oh, who I have winning a Steelers?
Yes.
I picked the Steelers.
I got Steelers. I picked the Steelers.
They're at home.
I got the Steelers.
You played
Got
the
the
Raiders.
Steelers.
Come on now, Bart.
They're going to be playing Renegade.
Listen.
Like, it's going to be huge.
I'm not going to sit here.
You know it.
There's like two guys, two quarterbacks where like their offense totally depends